morning and welcome everyone to the Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching the opening bell and I'm your host Nikki Mirchandani. While Indian equity markets set for a cautious start post previous session shake-off, PSUs and mid-caps are expected to be in focus. MSCI Feb review, 5 additions to the India Standard Index, key changes in small cap index too. Let's talk about the setup now. GIFT Nifty indicates a positive start for Indian equities, up with gains to an extent of more than 0.25%, and Dow. Actually, talk about the US market. Dow Jones has hit a fresh record as stock closed mixed before key inflation update, where investor prepared for the first key inflation update of the year and the next wave of earnings report. Talk about Asian markets. They wedged in higher before CPI data. Nikkei skyrockets on tech strength. Back home, economy gets twin boost. IIP growth increased in December after falling to a 8-month low in November. Retail inflation drops to 3-month low in Jan. FII, let's talk about the trend there. They've bought in shares to an extent of 126 odd crore, and DIIs, they've purchased equities to an extent of 1,700 odd crore. Let's talk about earnings that you need to watch out for. A total of 564 companies will be reporting in their December quarter earnings today, and this includes the like of Eicher Motors, Hindalco, Zee Entertainment importantly, IRCTC, BHEL, and bunch of other names. Also do bear in mind the fact that Nalco will be reporting in the numbers. Thus far, the company has reported a good run that we're witnessing across the metal pack, and Nalco is no exception. So some sort of solace, or rather just say, the fundamentals matching up to the price action will be watched out for in this quarter. Also, Medi-Assist Healthcare Services, the newly listed kid, will be coming out with a report card. So that is also something that you need to watch out for. In terms of MSCI review, 5 addition to India Standard Index. This includes NMDC, GMR, Union Bank, BHAL, and Punjab National Bank, which have entered the MSCI Global Standard Index according to its Feb 2024 quarterly review. Analysts had expected the 4 PSU names to be added to the list. GMR Airports, of course, is a surprise addition to that list. But that's that when it comes to the entire trade setup. Let's also talk about the stock under F&O ban. The NSE has added in Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail. Bandhan Bank also is added to the F&O ban list on Feb 13. What has been retained is Ashok Leyland, Aurobindo Pharma, Balrampur Chini, Biocon, Delta Corp, importantly. And these are the additions that we're looking at, along with SAIL and Zee Entertainment too. Now, do bear in mind the fact that SAIL has already reported in the numbers and Zee Entertainment will be reporting in the numbers, but not maximum price action is expected to be there because it's already added to that F&O list. UPL, however, has been removed from the said list, but that's that. Today is going to be real acid test for the markets. Couple of things actually, you need 3 important things to track today. Bank Nifty closed exactly at 200 days DMA. Nifty closed below 20 DMA. PSUs, there is a strong number from Coal India and SAIL. As expected, some PSUs are included in the MSCI index. If Coal India and SAIL fails to rally, that will be a big negative to the whole PSU narrative, which has not been auguring well thus far. But that's that when it comes to the setup that you'd like to watch out for. Importantly, let's now connect to the technical guest of our show, Ajit Mishra, SVP-Technical Research. Morning there, Ajit.
Yeah, good morning, Nikki.
All right, how is the trade setup looking to you? A bit of pressure that came in the previous session. Of course, much of the drag and I think a reality check came in for the PSU names. Do you think there is a change of narrative there, or it's just a temporary blip to the otherwise a fueling rally that we're looking at for the counters?
So, Nikki, when it comes to PSUs, mid-caps, small caps, we have had a phenomenal surge that we have never seen before. 4 times, 5 times of the price move that we've seen last 6-7 months. So it's natural that they may take a breather, consolidate, and it's too early to say whether the trend has reversed completely. But as a trader, if you are holding these names, definitely you should reduce your position because charts are indicating in case if there will be any further profit taking, it could be in the range of 10 to 15% from the current levels also. So especially in the PSU's name is something that we recommend to reduce position. Mid cap, small cap, again, we need to be selective. Both the indices in yesterday's session underperformed. They both slept below the short-term averages. They have done it before also, but the kind of candle that we had yesterday means the kind of move, 4% kind of a cut. It's not normal. And plus, since the overbought readings are there, we feel that in mid cap and small cap too, one should reduce the position. So I feel that more of like, large cap names, especially from the IT, pharma, and selectively from the metal and auto space is something that one should focus on if they're planning any long trades.
All right, let's address in the market open. Thankfully, there is a bit of solace that we're witnessing. Of course, it's going to be the entire day. We're going to be watchful of what really plays out for the PSU names. But at least at the start of it, it is a good start. Let's just say a moderately decent start coming in for Nifty 50, 21,650, holding about that. Well, also let's talk about the BSE advances and declines. Advances, well, market breadth right now is evenly distributed between the advances and the declines. And if you talk about the bank index, that also is faring decent. 0.2% clocked in early deals for Bank Nifty. Mid-cap index, well, a bit of momentum loss there. Typically, we saw that in previous session too, right? A bit of sell-off, rather a sharp sell-off which came in. That brings you to the question. Yesterday's sharp sell-off in mid-cap and small-cap and PSU Bank was more a retail or an HNI strategy or a shift from these particular counters now to the large-cap names. Look at the PSU Bank right now. It's trading higher with gains to an extent of 0.5% thereabouts. Let's also talk about the other sectoral indices that we have. Nifty IT and the Pharma. These are the only two space which right now are holding well. For the course of the month thus far, they've actually added on 4% of gains. In today's session, Pharma is trading flat with a bit of negative bias, but otherwise, for month-to-date basis, you would see good traction building in for both of them. Metal also takes it to the chin, I guess, a bit of hard hitting there. Nifty Metal is down and out with losses to an extent of 2.5 thereabouts. And Nifty Auto right now is trading with gains of around more than 0.3%. Let's talk about the top gainers and the top losers there, just to see where the momentum is stacking up, essentially. Well, Coal India, thankfully, they're the rally, Hero MotoCorp, NTPC. Well, these are some of the top gainers that we have on the list. Tata Consumer Products, M&M, ICICI Bank. These are some of the other top gainers that we have overall. Talk about Eicher Motors, Wipro also auguring fairly well. Talk about the top losers now. They're on your list. Well, Hindalco, JSW Steel, Power Grid. These are some of the top losers. Do bear in mind the fact Hindalco will be coming out with numbers today. Ultratech Cement, Grasim and Bharti Airtel. Well, these are the top losers. Surprising, Hindalco is going to be reporting in the numbers today and is one of the top losers. But there on the flip side, you actually have a bit of dichotomy between the metal names too. Tata Steel, JSW Steel are actually trading on the lower side of it. Also, Hindalco on the flip side, you have Coal India, which is reported in good set of numbers along with SAIL. Let's pull that up and then go to Ajit to check with him what does he make out of this start. But let's pull up stocks and news, Coal India numbers first, where the revenue is up by 2.8%. The numbers have come in at 36,154 crore as compared to an estimate of around 36,651 crore. EBITDA, that's higher by as much as 10% nearly around that level, 11,373 odd crore. The street, that's where the beat is essentially coming from. The street was working with an estimate of number of 9,800 and here the number is around 11,300. Margins have also shot up to 31.5% as compared to 29.53% and net profitability is up as much as 18 odd percent. Let's also talk about SAIL, a bit of traction that you can see on the screen. SAIL right now, if you look at that one, well, revenue is down by 7% nearly for SAIL and EBITDA also a bit of flat performance coming in on that one. Margins have expanded to 9% as compared to 8.3%. Net profitability, however, has taken that hit, a bit of downtick there, 5% lost in SAIL. Ajit, coming back to you, what do you make out of the start and essentially the two metal names, Coal India and SAIL? a complete dichotomy which is witnessed within the metal space right now. What do you like, and what's your suggestion for SAIL and Coal India typically?
Right, Nikki. So the start seems okay. Means yesterday we have tested the retested the long-term averages in the banking index, and that's why there could be a bit of a beater from that front, which is the major dragger for the markets. And the other names also we are seeing mixed trend. Like the auto counters are holding well. We are seeing recovery in select pharma names as well. But again, the IT pack is trading mixed. Reliance is one basically which is holding strong. So that is how somehow also helping the index to maintain the gains. But indications are still mixed. So I feel that if you are sitting on the longs, maintaining few short positions and adding to your reducing your positions on every rebound is something that this should be a prudent strategy. Now coming to Coal India and SAIL, the Coal India first, that we have hardly seen any major retracement from the record highs in Coal India, but now I feel it's time that one should book profit if you are holding it from the lower level and wait for any dip around, let's say 410, 420 to re-enter. SAIL comparatively looks bit weaker, and in fact it has slipped below the short-term averages after a long time. So there's a possibility that we might again retrace towards 110, 108 levels before making any meaningful move. So if you have any position in SAIL, definitely you should exit.
All right. I would also want to talk about Paytm, because that's the one which is apparently in news. And there is a downgrade which has come through from Macquarie today. It talks about the fight for survival, and has downgraded to underperform, transitioning to new banks loan. Look, a bit difficult for this one. It's sharply cut the target price to around 275 from 650, driven by a sharp reduction in revenue across various segments, and talks about the recent regulatory changes and diktats. Now, Paytm faces a serious risk of exodus of customers put together, which significantly will weigh down on the monetization as well as its business model. But on the charts, how does it look?
So Paytm, Nikki, it's trading at its record lows. Made a new low today, and we have been recommending this to our clients to stay away until we see the clarity emerging over the possible course of the action. And charts are also in sync with the trend that we are not seeing any sign of respite. And though the volume had dried in the recent 3-4 days of decline, but we feel that until we see some sign of reversal, a decisive reversal, one should refrain from any long position. In fact, in case you have any long trades, existing long trades, so you should definitely exit and strictly avoid this stock for time being.
All right. Any top recommendation from you, Ajit, for today?
Yeah, so considering the market tone, one should maintain positions on both sides. So from the pharma space, Oro Pharma, we have seen decent retracement, and we expect some rebound now after retesting or forming a base around the short-term averages. 1065 is what we are eyeing in Oro Pharma with the stop at 995. And Bandhan Bank, though it's in F&O ban, so in case if you have any existing position, you should definitely exit because it's the biggest counter within the banking space, and 185 is what we are eyeing. So for the existing position, your stop should be at 210.
All right. We'll leave it at that. And thank you so much for taking the time and having this conversation right here with us. All right. Too many questions to be asked. Do post your feedback for us in the comment section below. Follow us on the link at the bottom of your screen. And for rest of the updates, stay tuned into moneycontrol.com and Moneycontrol app.